This video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to the video. UFC 273, guys, on the 9th of April has another phenomenal fight that we're very excited about on the main card, which is Mackenzie Dern returning, this time against Tecia Torres, which you've got an experienced lady in the Tiny Tornado herself, out of American Top Team. She's on a three-fight win streak, coming off Angela Hill, Sam Hughes, and Brianna Fortino. Now, other than the eye injury, they are just decisions. She is an absolute decision machine, and she's fighting someone who I would say is not a decision machine. She is a submission machine. If you get down to the ground against Mackenzie Dern, you're in a whole world of trouble. She is the Damian Maya of ladies to me. She's people who probably don't do jiu-jitsu don't realize how damn good she is on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
She will strangle you within a second. You won't even know what she's doing, and she's got your neck. And arm bars, knee bars, rear naked chokes, whatever she wants to do, she'll do it. And she's fought a very high level of competition since she's come into the UFC, only losing to Amanda Ribas and Marina Rodriguez. And the Marina Rodriguez one was, I don't think that's a bad loss, because we've seen how damn good Marina is lately, going 3 rounds when you're not a striker, learning to strike from a jiu-jitsu perspective against a Muay Thai specialist with very good defensive wrestling. It's a win to me. You may have lost that fight, but that's a win. And, future champion is still written in the stars for her, for me. But I know you disagree. You think Tecia's might cause a little problem for Mackenzie here. So how do you feel Mackenzie can do against her?
Yeah. So, of course, Mackenzie had all the hype in the world. And, obviously we know that she can grapple. Like, everyone knows that. That's the story. But then as her career kind of progressed, her striking started to look a lot better. People started to take note of that, and where she was becoming this, completely well-rounded fighter. And then that kind of got exposed a little bit against Marina Rodriguez. Now, Marina's probably one of the best strikers in the division, so I can't say that's too bad, but I think she did get humbled a little bit there. And what I've seen from Tecia Torres is that she, obviously she's extremely speedy, very quick. Reminds me a lot of Michelle Watterson in the style that she fights, throws a lot of kicks, front kicks or side kicks to the body, stays on the outside a good amount. And then she kind of does this thing where she'll explode in on a 2 to 3 shot combo, which can be good and bad. If that gets predicted, then, someone could catch a leg and pull her to the ground, which is what happened against Angela Hill. And that's what scares me a little bit, because Mackenzie Dern's entries are not bad. She's not known for her wrestling, really. But the way that she was able to take out Nina Nunez,
Yeah.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah. The newly married, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. She was able to throw a 2 to 3 punch combo, finished it with the leg kick, and then kind of pushed her up against the cage, lifted up a leg, tripped it, and then from there it was game over. So, she is definitely dangerous in her own right. I think her striking is now working into her takedowns, which is definitely working into her benefit, is making her a lot better. But I just like the fact that Tecia Torres is so evasive. She's going to be very hard to actually get a hold of. It's like you see a firefly in a field, and it's over here, and then all of a sudden it blinks and then it's over there. It's going to be very hard for Mackenzie to actually get a hold of her. And meanwhile, I think she is going to be landing on Mackenzie and kind of, piecing her up a little bit here and there. And again, this is going to be a 3-round fight. Unless Mackenzie gets the finish on the ground, I do see, Tecia Torres potentially getting a decision win here.
A lot of those, I would argue that you're probably correct if you made that assessment about everyone versus Mackenzie, because of the activity that she throws. Other than, I think there's 2 fights you could probably say she came out the gate swinging, and that's when she kind of started boxing a lot more, and she got a bit confident. Yep. She started landing a lot more. The Hannah Cyphers one, she came out the gates. The Randa Marcos one, she came out the gates, swinging hands, and then ended up just scrambling to the ground, which is how I kind of think this is going to go. I agree with you that the blitz kind of attacks, the darting in and out of Tecia is scary if you get caught. But if you know that's what she's going to do and you can time it, Mackenzie's going to just cinch up a clinch.
Mhm.
Jiu-jitsu guys and gals are not known for wrestling, but they are known for trips and pulling guard and anything like that. And if she does the Paul Craig here and just pulls guard and just wraps up an arm, there is no doubt in my mind she's going to snap whatever she wants to from Tecia. I would completely agree with you over a decision. I would bet Tecia Torres. I'm banking that Mackenzie Dern makes her tap very quickly in this. I think she's levels above when it hits the mat. And if Angela Hill, with respect to Angela, can get her to the mat, Mackenzie's going to have no issue in my head. I think there is just like, I think Mackenzie is in that top 5 women's division, in the fights here in the strawweight division. I do think she's top 5. I think Ticia's she should be ranked, definitely ranked, but I don't think she's ever going to break through that. I think she's got too many holes in her game. But I can see an accumulative strike, a lot of movement, a lot of volume, a lot of pressure. You could break and wilt Mackenzie Dern, but it's a good argument. I can't go against Mackenzie for me personally, because I rate her submission game so highly. When you've got that many submissions in the UFC, first round snappings, it's high level, and it's Verdum level jiu-jitsu. It's Paul Craig, it's Damian Maia, it's Dustin Hazlett. I always refer to him as he's one of my old favorites. No, you don't know who that is, but it's but there's these guys that are just wizards and they pull submissions out of like video games. So for me, I'm definitely gonna strongly suggest that she submits Tecia Torres.
Yeah, and so it's worth noting, Tecia Torres has never been submitted.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's like saying I've never been knocked out, but I've never faced Derek Lewis. Like she's going up against Mackenzie Dern. Her losses, Tecia Torres's losses, are to, we have Marina Rodriguez, who definitely outstrikes her. Zhang Wei Li, again, outstrikes her, takes her down a couple times. Joanna definitely outstrikes her in that one. And then Jessica Andrade, who just 10 takedowns, just ragdolls her.
Yes.
And those are, completely different fighters than Mackenzie Dern. Honestly, when you go through the list, I don't know if Tecia Torres has really ever faced someone like Mackenzie Dern, so it's hard to say how this is going to go. But it is a good point that if Angela Hill, no offense to Angela Hill, great fighter, love her. But yeah, she was able to take Tecia down 2 times. All Mackenzie needs is 1 time.
That's it.
All she needs is the 1 time. She's going to be the bigger opponent, the stronger opponent. Obviously has the jiu-jitsu for days. If she gets her down, it's game over.
Yeah. And you can bring in world level champion jiu-jitsu practitioners in, but you can't replicate Hodger Gracie. You can't replicate Mackenzie Dern at that female level. You just can't. I mean, Ticia's going to be preparing with the world champion blokes. Like, there's no problem. Like, men.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other woman that, other than Gabby Garcia, probably, that's got the size of her. But Mackenzie is just up there. I mean, her dad just got a fucking coral belt. Like, that it runs through their veins, strangling people from birth. So, yeah, it's a tough ask, but it's not an easy fight either for Mackenzie. So an upset and a bet on Tecia, if you're gambling, if you're gambling people, it's not a bad shout either. I like the argument that she's never been submitted as well. It's important to note that.
Absolutely. And so the odds are actually pretty shocking. They're even. It's a pick 'em fight. You get either fighter you want at -110, which surprises me. I thought Dern would at least be a 2-1 favorite. And now knowing the line is actually that low, betting wise, I think you definitely take Mackenzie Dern. But as my official pick, I will go Tecia Torres getting the upset in a decision win. We'll see though. I think it is a sneaky tough test. You cannot underestimate Tecia Torres here. This is not a walkthrough for Mackenzie Dern, not necessarily a bounce back or anything. This is a tough fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know, guys, in the comments below if you think Mackenzie or Tecia. Do you think she's going to get strangled, or do you think she can win a majority decision? Anything like that. Let us know, guys, in the comments below.